Hey everyone, it's Adriana, and today we're going to be making mini strawberry cakes. So not only are they in the shape of a strawberry, they're filled with strawberry cake pop mix and strawberry puree. And I'm going to be using my favorite heart silicone mold to make these. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, you probably know that I have a slight obsession with silicone molds. Oh, look at the shape of this one. And this is one of my favorite molds. It's a heart-shaped mold that has more of a modern shape. This is going to be really useful for us today because it's going to allow us to pop the cake out without hurting the chocolate. So you can leave your mold intact, totally fine. I like to do that when I bake cakes and things like that. When I'm doing things with chocolate, I usually cut them into pieces and you just use a pair of scissors. The silicone cuts really easily. And that way we can push the chocolate out without having the bother of the other kind of chocolate pieces hanging there and not worrying about that. So let's talk about the filling first. This is cake pop mix and I'm going to make 8 of those strawberry mini cakes. So this is the equivalent of 1 dozen cupcakes. And the first step is pretty fun. You gotta go in there and break all this cake up into little crumbs. Some people like to use a hand mixer. I just stick my hands in there and go at it. Now once your crumbs look like this, you can add your frosting. So the thing is with cake pop mix, the amount of frosting is gonna vary on your cake recipe since different cakes have different moisture levels. This is 2 tablespoons of Swiss meringue buttercream. You can use American buttercream, and you just want to mix that until you can form it into a ball really easily. The second filling is optional, but it's pretty easy to make and it makes your house smell like a jam factory. So all you need is about 1 pound of frozen strawberries and 3/4 cup of granulated sugar in a small saucepan. Cook this on medium-low heat, stirring with a spatula occasionally until most of the water has evaporated, which should take about 10 minutes. Pour into a glass container to cool completely before using, and be sure to save some for your Sunday waffles. Alright, it's time to make the chocolate shells. So this is about 9 ounces of white compound chocolate from Mercken that I've melted in a microwave safe cup. To get that bright red strawberry color, I had to add about 7 to 10 drops of this Color Mill oil-based chocolate food coloring in red. Whenever making chocolate shells, we always want to do 2 coats, especially with these silicone molds. So this is the first coat here, and what I do is fill the cavity about half full, pick it up, rotate it around until everything's completely covered, and then pour out the excess. Clean up the outside of the silicone with a spatula, then place it in a muffin pan so that the chocolate dries level. Once all the first coats are done, place the whole muffin pan in the fridge so that the chocolate firms up for about 5 minutes. Then for the second coat, I like to use my Foodsafe paintbrush, concentrating on the sides first since that's usually thinner because we dry them right side up, and then paint the bottom of the mold. The chocolate goes back in the fridge for another 5 to 10 minutes to firm up completely. Now we have our puree, our cake pop mix, and our set chocolate, so it's time for assembly. Grab one of the hearts and then over the cake bowl, start filling it with some of the mix. Fill it about halfway and then use your fingers to press the cake pop mix along the bottom and sides, creating a pocket so that we can insert the puree. Add a couple teaspoons of your puree and then take a little bit more cake pop mix on top. Try not to press too hard because it's squishy in the middle, but you just want to create another layer of cake on top. Also, you want to press down so that you have enough of a gap to backfill with the chocolate to close off the entire cakelet. Once all the cakelets are filled, it's now time to close off the cakelets. Make sure that your chocolate is nice and melted and just pour about a tablespoon on top of each heart. Gently jiggle and tap to settle the chocolate, then use a spatula to clean it up and create a smooth back. Now once you've closed off all your hearts, it's a good idea to let this sit in the fridge for at least 10 to 15 minutes to ensure that the entire thing is nice and solid, because then it's going to be easier to take out. Now for the most satisfying part of all this is to remove the hearts. So from the V region, you're going to peel back the silicone, then push up from the bottom and peel the silicone straight off the heart. So in my idea notebook, I definitely envision this looking like more of a cartoony looking strawberry instead of those realistic looking ones. So in terms of the seeds, you can definitely use a lot of things. You can use rolled up pieces of fondant. You can pipe little royal icing seeds. I just decided to melt some more white chocolate and use a paintbrush to paint them on. The leaves and stems were pretty fun because I just rolled out some fondant, used a little star cutter, and some extra white chocolate to glue that on top. Pretty nice, right? To package these treats, I found these really cute berry baskets. Oh, and before everybody asks, which I'm sure they will, these baskets are from Michael's. I found them in the Middle Easter section, kind of hidden behind everything. So hurry up and get yours before they sell out. And I don't work for Michael's, nor are they sponsoring this video. So here they are. Can we call them like triple strawberry cakes? They look like strawberries and they are full of strawberry flavor. Let's cut one open to see what it looks like inside, and the chocolate goes flying off. So I just put that little guy back on there. This ended up being really delicious. The strawberry puree really made it. You can use lemon curd, you could use pastry cream. I'm excited to experiment with this type of cakesicle filling, and I'm excited to see what you guys come up with as well. God, is that a can of Pledge?